Well, good morning, Night Vision TV fans. Welcome to beautiful and cold Nichols Park, where we are set up for our second cross-country live stream. We were able to live stream this event last year, and was pretty cool. You know, there's only so much you can do with a live stream of a cross-country meet because, you know, they're running and covering ground and a lot of stuff going on. So as you can see right here, we've got the elementary girls lining up. Lincoln, if you want to go get set, they're going to kick off in about 5 minutes. Go get set up. Mr. Lincoln McCarty is my solo KVTV production engineer and wireless cam operator. Getting after it today for us on the wireless to give you a couple different shots. We're going to try to obviously catch him here on the start line and then about halfway through the race and then try to get as many of them finishing there as possible. I'm running the main camera and talking to you guys and keeping the stream hopefully going. Well, we appreciate you guys joining us. It wasn't too long ago we were with you at Cameron last night as the Henryetta Knights improved to 2-0 after a 43-8 beatdown of the Okemah Panthers. And just a great night. Again, we celebrated Henryetta alumni. That was great for them, you know, to recognize them at halftime. Sorry, I got a lot going on. I'm kind of watching to try to keep up. But anyway, celebrated Alumni Week, concluded last night with a big ceremony to honor over 35 classes there on Cameron yesterday. So, yeah, just a great night, great week. Night Vision just pumping out media all week long. And, again, I mentioned it last night. If you missed any of that, you can go back and check out our feed from this last week and see a bunch of yearbook photos and posts, you know, recognizing classes. But it was just we're looking to build on that next year. But anyway, it's cross-country time. Don't know how many of you are tuned in here on Saturday morning. A lot of people probably still in bed. Hopefully not. I'll tell you who's not in bed. It looks like at this point about 700 people out here and a bunch of runners, little athletes getting ready to compete. And, you know, cross-country is a very interesting sport because I love those I'm going to kind of get a little close-up of our elementary girls down there getting ready to go. You know, obviously, Coach Gillespie always tease him or say it's so cool they'll make shirts that says your punishment's our sport. So if you play another sport and you get in trouble, usually you got to run a bunch. But I said it last year, you know, cross country, just imagine it's something along the lines of, you know, walking out your front or back door. Usually your back door because they don't run on paved surfaces. They don't run on a track. They just run on the land. And imagine walking out your back door and having a brush hog trail into the woods and out of the woods and through the pasture and just running for time. That's what cross country is all about. A lot of heart, a lot of guts for those athletes to be able to do that. I'm going to try to switch over here. We're going to try to have our sideline cam going too. You see right there Lincoln is up and live, coming at you from a little bit different angle. Good thing because we got people walking right in front of the camera right here. But anyway, bunch of folk out here. Coach G said they're estimating from elementary to high school, through the high school, over 1,000 runners from all different schools across the state of Oklahoma to run. And the cool thing about this sport is each race starts with elementary and then works their way through the high school. So we're going to see 6 races today: elementary girls, elementary boys, middle school girls, middle school boys, and then high school girls and high school boys. And you don't see any other sport that does it this way, where you go from elementary to high school all in one event, which is really cool in my opinion. It really creates a good family vibe and atmosphere. Let's switch back over to our close-up cam right here. Sorry, normally we have a buffer there, but Coach Bean's too dumb to run the transition button and switch over. But again, as you see right there, our girls lined up, getting ready to go. I'm going to try to get you their names real quick. Coach G sent me those last night. They are getting close. Coach G out there, as you can see. I'm going to zoom out here just a little bit. There's Coach G, the man in charge. Does a great job of running this meet, as always. So, yeah, elementary girls signed up: Greer Blake, Blake Gillespie, Darla Hedrick, Marlo Henry, Chamber Elkins, Cambry Kramer, Blair Blake, Ren Blake, Isabella Summers, and Jasmine Summers. And the 3 to watch here, they're getting ready to go. Getting ready to go here. I'm going to switch over to get getting really, really close. But Greer Blake has won a couple of elementary girls events already this year. Darla Hedrick right there. Blake Gillespie. Competitive, so we're hoping a Henryetta runner gets it done today. I'm going to get right up in there close on the Henryetta start, and then we're going to switch right over to Lincoln. And again, there may not be a lot of you watching live, but I know a lot of these kiddos might want to go back and check it out later on. So if you are a runner that ran today and you're watching yourself, hey, good job. We're proud of you here at H-Town. We love that you take on a sport that a lot of us could not even imagine participating in and competing in. Little Cooper Hargis right there. She's running. She wasn't on the list, but she's chewing her fingernails. She looks nervous. Coach G's kind of giving them instructions. And they're all piled up. I don't know how many we got. Probably close to 60 here running in the elementary race. We appreciate Love Ford, our title sponsor of all of our KVTV events, including today's Henryetta Cross Country. And it's awesome because there's a lot of families in town today, hopefully going to spend money at our restaurants and gas stations, and we're looking to get going right here. Flag is up. We're going to get them going and switch right over to Lincoln as they take off. Here we go. Cooper with another chew of the nail. Boom. And they're off, and there we go. And they are off. Good job, Lincoln. Good shot right there. And as you can see, all ages, height, sizes, just, again, I was speaking to it a little bit, and I got a little bit distracted by, let's switch back to me here. A little distracted by the start coming up. And but whenever you have the elementary kids running, let's see if I can level this out a little bit too. We are working on the go. That's a little bit better. When you got elementary kids running right in front of middle school kids and then high school kids, as you can tell, like that is just an amazing culture because they feel like they're part of those older kids' teams. They're all wearing the same name across their chest, and the high school and middle school kids support the elementary kids, and then they cheer on their high school heroes. So it's just, as you can kind of, hopefully I'm painting the right picture here for you, it's just a good, wholesome. You very rarely see a lot of drama at cross-country meets. Hopefully that's not the announcer's kiss of death today, because there's just not a whole lot you can complain about. Like, either you run where you run. You finish first. It didn't have anything to do with a referee. The course is the same for everybody. Conditions are the same. And the conditions today, 58 degrees when we started setting up our stuff, so it feels like late October instead of early September. And I'm sure the heat will make another run at us eventually before it's all said and done. But we're going to enjoy it while it's here for sure. There's been a couple of very, very hot track meets so far too. So these kids, I'm curious to see if times go up. And it looks like our first groups are coming to our first checkpoint there. So I'm going to switch over to Lincoln. Hopefully he's set. There we go. Mr. Sean Counts, who always comes in and leads the pack with his four-wheeler. And that's pretty much what the leaders are doing. They're chasing Mr. Sean there. And so I'm watching this as you are. Let's see what we got. If we got a Henryetta runner or two up in the front. Yep, there's Greer right there neck and neck with those first two. Greer quite a bit smaller and maybe probably younger than those competitors she's up against right there. Hard for me to kind of see my screen. Let's see if we can catch our next Henryetta athlete coming through. They're on a stretch here. This looks like Darla Hedrick coming up a little bit of an incline, and that's the other thing too. It's not completely flat all the time. And there's Blake rolling through. Good job, Lincoln, getting good shots there. But it's uphill, downhill, around curves. It's rocky, as you can see right there. The terrain is different. You got to go to grass to sometimes gravel to who knows what you're going to come across there. Trying to follow the best I can. Let me go back to my that was Chamber Elkins that passed us right there. Good job, Lincoln, getting good shots. As you see, parents are right there on the path, not on the path. Well, some of them are on the path as they cross, but right there to give encouragement. And that's another thing that I will tell you when they get close to the finish line, which, you know, we've been trying to get some video footage. Hopefully you saw our hype video that posted this morning. At least I scheduled it. First time I ever scheduled one of those to go off at 7:30. When they get to the finish line, there's people from everywhere cheering on each runner that comes by, whether they know the kid or whether they are from their school. That's a great shot right there, the little one getting after it. Oh, there's a itsy bitsy. I don't know her name, but she's ran 98% farther than I would have. I'd have start lined and beelined right to my truck after about 50 yards, after probably doubling over for a bit. So, again, I can't say enough about the massive amount of respect that I have for these runners today of all ages. There's Kendall Perez chasing. And that's the other thing, too. Parents, I'm going to flip back to me because I don't want you to get motion sick as Lincoln gets set up near the finish line. I'll bring it back over here because our elementary boys are taking their place, getting warmed up and ready to go. But another thing, too, kind of funny, we talked about no drama, but some of our parents got to be in good shape, too, because they run to each checkpoint so that they can have their runners see them and hear them and give them encouragement. And when it's really, really hot, sometimes they're handing them water and getting a quick drink. And I don't think there's probably any of that going on today. They'll pour it on top of their head, especially on those hot days. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons why we're here, trying to bring not only promotion to our athletes here at HHS or HPS, but promotion to the sport in general, because it just demands your respect. So it looks like they're getting down. Let's see if Lincoln is in place. Looks like the leaders are coming in. Looks like Greer's in third. There she is, just in time. So not going to win it today, but she's definitely got a couple of older runners in front of her. There's Coach Osterdock right there cheering her on to finish. A little jumpy, but we got a lot of people between us and Lincoln down there. Oh, there's a little competitiveness right there, kind of with a little handout, a little Rubbins racing. And see them just pushing at the end right there, trying to finish strong. A lot of gas left in the tank right there. There comes Darla. Good job, girl. Atta baby. You can see the timer right there. So they see their time. They know what their best time is, and they're trying to beat it. We should have Blake coming in here pretty quick. She looked like she was in the top 10 or 15 when they came to the first checkpoint, unless Lincoln missed her right behind Darla. Hopefully we didn't miss her. We might have, because she should be right in there close. Nope, there she is. Blake Gillespie looking her pushing right there to the end. Ooh, passes two right there at the finish line. And as I mentioned last night, you know, we're 3 new night vision student workers going to town. Is that another Henryetta runner right there? I think Lincoln might have missed that one. Going to town on learning this gig and how to make things happen and run. And there's Chamber. You can see there, if your feed is loading up like mine, it's just kind of blurry. But you know, we don't have top of the line equipment obviously, but we've got enough to try to bring you, you know, a little bit something different. So yeah, when that camera's moving and they're moving, you know, this isn't ESPN, although we strive to, you know, do the best we can and give you a high class. There's Cooper. Good job, Coop. Another Henryetta runner coming through there. My screen's really small, so unless I recognize their height or what they were wearing when they took off, I don't know who anybody is. Hardly can't tell, but anyway, we try to do the best. Last night we had some issues with our video stream. Our audio was good, but a lot of jumpiness in our picture quality, and we don't really – usually when we're at our home football games, we're wired in hardwire, which is when that happens, it's usually a network service issue, but that shouldn't have been the problem last night. So we're going to run a test of our equipment this next week and see what's going on. We're hoping maybe it was just a firewall issue, you know, trying to slow us down. We can get that fixed before next Friday night. We've got a home softball game coming up Tuesday. The Lady Knights will host Prague. And shout out to our Lady Knights, who should be probably up at the facility this morning taking some hacks, getting ready to head over to Wilson. They're in the semifinals of the Wilson softball tournament. 2 more wins to win that baby. So we won't be able to be there, but we'll try to keep you updated on night vision throughout the day on their progress and where they end up finishing. And there's our little runner right there. That is just, look at her go. Oh, she gave it a little bit extra right there at the end. 10:37. That's pretty good all the way through the finish line in 10 minutes. Distance-wise, let's see if I can pull up what the elementary girls race was. 1,600 meters. Yep, 1,600 meters. And the boys are going to run the same. Also, junior high and high school will be 1,600. I hear the voice of Coach Louie over there keeping people informed of what's going on. She walked right in front of my camera about 2 minutes ago. I don't think she realized it, but she went that way and then went back that way is last I saw her. How are you doing? I'm good. Just working. It is. It is. Did you see we got Drew on the field last night to recognize alumni with his Okema Panther shirt on? We'll take that. Miss Jan Parrish from Welika, one of my best friends. Mom's here to watch one of her grandkids, I assume. So not too many of you tuned in this morning, but again, this is as much for later for our families that are here. And it's not like we can give you, too much detail there to what's happening, because we're only seeing them for short periods of time. But we trying. Lincoln's texting me here, so. Let's see if I can find our Henryetta kiddos. See our Henryetta guys, Trent? Oh, there they are over on the far end. If you see the little orange team there, we're right there. Right where Coach G's standing pretty much. See who we got running in the elementary boys division from Henryetta, H-Town. Cannon Kramer, Cord Burden, Ryden Moscow, Riker Moscow, Breck Jones, and Axel Summers. And I don't know if they're all here today, but they were all registered to run. See Dad pointing the way right there to the little guy. Looks like pretty good. Pretty smooth picture quality this morning, so I don't know, maybe. Just slightly jumpy. I don't know. That's announcer's curse once again. You guys hear us talk about that all the time. It's, you're sitting there Saturday afternoon, your favorite college football team playing. They line up for a field goal, and the announcer says, Justin Bean is perfect from inside 30 yards this year. A perfect 21 for, oh, no. Missed that one. 21 for 22. And if the dude had just kept his mouth shut, I'd have never missed that kick probably. But that's what we're talking about on the old announcer's curse. Coach O, Coach G, Coach Drew, our cross-country staff. Again, I was telling you, Coach Louie down there manning the microphone on the event schedule, and he'll probably be announcing medalist here later, playing some music, set the vibe. We got Lincoln set back up there. I'm going to stay zoomed in on our Henryetta kiddos, and then Lincoln will pick them up as they come by. Let me give him a call real quick, let him know where they're at. Check one. Check 1, 2. Hey, do you see where the Henryetta kiddos are? They're far right on your side, right on the end. Yeah, so try to get on them pretty quick, pretty close when they come by you if you can. Do what? Okay. I'll let you go. They're getting ready to start. All right, back, got Lincoln up, ready to roll. We're going to switch over to him right after the takeoff because there's going to be a mass humanity of elementary kiddos rolling in front of the camera here. Let's go ahead and get zoomed out. You see where those guys are. Little guy there starting to maybe rethink his decision. I don't know. Hopefully he'll go through with it. Sometimes you just got to blow the gun and let's roll. Running power with our night vision Predator generator this morning. Comes in handy when we've got a difficult setup. There's no electric right here at the starting line without running a bunch of extension cords and tripping 600 people today. Generator keeping us up and going, knock on wood. Let's look at the cars back there in the background. Parked all along the side of the road coming in. All in the parking lots, all the way up to past Field 1. If you're from Henryetta and you know, that's a big Little League night doesn't have a third of what's out here today. Still waiting on word. Coach O down there with the red flag. When she drops that, that's letting Coach G know that the timer is up and ready to go for the boys' race. So great communication and teamwork and a well-oiled machine, and that's proof when the OSSA grants you a cross-country regional, which we are hosting again this year. And that's why you see a lot of kiddos here, especially when you get into the high school. You see more teams here than maybe some other meets because they want to run the course that they're going to compete on to try to get to state later on in the season. So they'll show up for the regular season meet and run away. Question coming in from my pops, what size generator are we running? Predator 2000. Compact, little suitcase generator more or less. It's real quiet, got it sitting over behind my truck. Last year we opened it up for the first time and then used it at the Vian football game, and the stream kept shutting down. The whole generator would shut off. So if you buy one of those, pay close attention to the vent cap valve on the top because if it's not open, it will shut down. And sometimes it'll just vibrate shut as well. See a couple familiar Beggs faces over there, the Crosbys and the Grimmitts. Sure they got a little guy and gal running today. Coach G's got it up. Here we go. Let's switch over to Lincoln there. Coach G's going to get the heck out of Dodge. And then we're getting ready to kick off the boys' elementary race. There's the Henryetta guys right there. We're just left of that cone. They're going to be coming right at Lincoln. And there they go. Out to a quick start there. All right. Yeah, their little guy got going, so he overcame his fear. And he's off. Good shot there, Link. Got my man Trent Tyler sitting right here next to me, looking cold. Are you cold? You're getting ready to warm up here in about 45 minutes. Trent, one of our cross-country athletes. Let me switch back to me because, again, don't want you to get motion sick as Lincoln gets set up at checkpoint number 1. Elementary races, we really just have, well, even with the high school, because Lincoln can't run around and chase everybody, so that would be bad news. You know, to mention, we were laughing in the booth last night. Our sideline guy, Mr. Jeff Webster, took a little tumble last night. Ran over on the sideline. You know, that's a dangerous job, especially if you're watching the action, because sometimes rogue football players come flying out and hit you, and then the camera goes flying, and so at least the camera's working today. Trent's still getting a kick out of that. Did you see that happen? No. Oh, we didn't know. Yeah. Anyway. It'd have been cool if we'd have been live on him and the camera, you just seen it like, it's like those tornado videos when the dude gets struck by lightning or something. So I'm going to kind of, what's up, bud? And get zoomed in here. Not zoomed in, but Lincoln's down there where you can't see. And I'm going to switch back over to him because I see Mr. Sean coming up on the four-wheeler there. Appreciate Sean. And everybody, a lot of different people that it takes to pull off an event like this. I know the Gillespie family all working hard. So let's see here. Looks like we got a Henryetta kiddo right there. First, second, third, in fourth place. You know who that is, Trent? You probably know who it most likely is. Is he new? Well, good. There's the names right there.
I want to say that is
Tanner? Oh, Cannon?
I think it's yeah, 5th grade. Yeah, it's
Cannon Kramer was in third place there at checkpoint number 1. I'm not sure if we missed anybody while we were gabbing about that. Boy, I will tell you, a couple weeks ago, we were trying to get video footage for the hype video, and when they're all piled up, it's hard to pick up. There's another Henryetta runner. Good job, Lincoln, picking that out. He's not wearing a traditional cross-country uni. Little burst action right there. think that was one of the Moscow boys. All right, a little high five action. You know, I mentioned the support that these runners get. Sometimes it comes. Is that Riker? The support they get sometimes, I mean, it's good, but when those parents are really, 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 you know, getting emphatic, trying to spur them on, I would say probably closest thing we have to drama is a kid telling their parent, shut up. I'm exhausted here. Quit telling me to run faster. When you ain't run a day in your life, or at least in the last 30 years. That'd be something probably going through some of the heads of the kiddos getting yelled at. There's our little guy right there. He's smiling now. Look at him go. I look like Greer running with him. So let's switch back over. Lincoln making his move back to the finish line. So once he gets set up over there, we'll bring it back. Hopefully he can get there because it looks like Cannon. Looks like the front line, the leaders are already coming in. Let's see if we can get back to Lincoln and see if he's set up yet. Yep. Man, he got there quick. So I think that's the leader right there. I may be wrong on that. So if that's 1 and 2, there he is. H-Town runner. Keeping that third spot, I think. Can't see his time there. But 1,600 meters, the boys getting through it pretty quick. You know, a lot of strategy involved, I'm sure. You know, you don't want some runners don't want to get out too fast and run out of steam. Others want to get a lead and then, you know, maintain their position throughout the rest of the race. And then there's some just when they feel like they got a burst in the tank, they take it, and when they need to shut her down, let her cool off, then gear down. And yeah, some of that right there is just, we're just not, with all the people between us, all the cell cameras and all the stuff, just probably affecting our vision there, or our connection, excuse me, which is affecting your vision. Sorry, it's a long week. You can see the movement. Just what that is just lack of quality equipment. And that's not a plea for help. That's just an explanation of kind of where we are with things here. But we didn't mention Sideline Cam sponsorship opportunity last night. If you have a business and you're interested in helping out our night vision communications program, we mentioned we wanted to add sideline reporting to that, so that's what that sponsorship would help us do, try to get a wireless microphone and then another set of wireless transmitters. And so, you know, slowly but surely, brick by brick, baby. Another Henryetta runner finishing up strong there. I saw your text. No, once y'all are done, we'll start shutting it down. I didn't know there was another race after y'all.
Yeah, there's A2A girls, A2A boys.
So two divisions of high school races.
Yeah, it's 3A, 4A.
So see that lag we're getting right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just subject movement.
I think it could be far away because didn't that happen kind of last year?
I mean, a little. It may just be he's. I mean, he's a good 200 yards down there.
Yeah, but didn't Isaac open the corner last year?
You did, and I felt like we almost got better over there. But look at all the people. That's what I was talking about. Look at all the people between us and him,
Yeah.
and everybody on their cell phones videoing and stuff. So there's a lot of waves in the air right now. Was that right, Riker?
Yeah.
So riding cross right there just before, and Riker finishing strong. I think we got one more runner to come in. Unless he pieced out to the truck on the way in. Another cool thing I'm seeing there is athletes from other teams and divisions, middle school, running alongside of their schoolmate, encouraging them to finish strong. Well, I think Lincoln's peacing out, so let's bring it back here. And get in on our Henryetta crew here. Where are they at? There they are. So, Trent, would you say this is one of y'all's biggest events of the year as far as schools?
Most definitely. This and last year we went to Edmond Santa Fe, which is pre-state.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you would think just Edmond, you probably can't hear Trent there. Edmond Santa Fe was a big event, but Edmond's a big school in the metro, Oklahoma City metro, that is. Yeah, to our point, pre-state meet. So everybody wanting to see that course before it counts, right? So you see Coach Drew there talking to his Henryetta middle school runners. There's Keegan Hardgrave, who's had a big year already, won the Holdenville meet, finished second, I think, at Okema last week. Top 5 at Stroud, so she's been in top 5 all 3 outings. And then there's Dixie Hedrick right there next to her. And Dixie hadn't been far behind Keegan. She's doing a good job. Of course, their mom, Sally, is our child nutrition coordinator, HPS, and she'll be working in the cafeteria, and the kiddos will be out there in the summertime running on the track. And that's what it takes. Looks like maybe is that just 2 Henryetta runners today, Trent? So those are our only 2. You probably don't have your phone on you, do you? You might if you'll go over there real quick and tell Lincoln that's just these 2. So that's all he's got to track. Yeah, still a little bit jumpy, so I don't know. It could be, if it's not a network issue. Sorry, just checking some settings here. There's Coach G giving that a patented fist bump to his athletes. Another shout out, Coach G mows this entire course himself to get it ready to roll. So a lot of work, not just on race day, but leading up to. Out here setting up yesterday, and Coach G's putting up flags and getting everything ready to go. And to my knowledge, at least, they didn't try to charge me. No admission. I mean, it'd be a pretty big little boost if we charged $2 a head walking in here. So Coach G giving directions. So we're looking for a big race out of here, out of Keegan and Dixie. Getting ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know how many schools are represented, but I'm going to say over 20. And a lot of them have a good number of athletes ready to go. There's, Keegan yawned. Look out. I asked her at Holdenville if she was ready. She said no, but that's par for the course. I'm never ready. And then went and won the race. She's got some big competition here today, so wish her and Dixie the best. Watching the red flag down there at the main tent from Coach O. Getting everything set on the timing end. I don't know who's down there running the timers. Volunteer for sure. Lots of volunteers helping make this thing go. Another 1,600 meter race here in the middle school girls division. Hey, we got 4 people watching. 4 devices is what I should say. So if just 2 of you guys got 3 watching, over 10 people. But if it's worth it, if these little athletes can go back later and see themselves on TV doing what they love to do, hopefully it's a cool experience for them. It is our pleasure to be here to bring it to you. Another shout out to my guy Lincoln McCarty getting up on his day off from not just school and night vision, but Brahms, to put his time in. Again, those are all students in my 6th-hour communications class. There's Dixie giving you a little wave. She spotted me out of the group over here. Still waiting on the signal from the tent. So 8 races today. We're bringing you 6 of them because the last 2 won't have any Henryetta athletes in it. Doing couple different classes that are also going to be here for the regional in October. Don't have the exact date on that, but also want to give a shout out to our Night Brigade band who put on a great halftime show last night right before our alumni ceremony. They broke out Low Rider and Malaguena. Little Latin dance music for you. Coach Montgomery, Mr. Montgomery does a great job with them. fresh off last year's big trip to Washington, D.C. It was a great experience for them, and I know they're very appreciative of everybody that helped make that trip possible. I think they raised close to $80,000 over a year and a half span. I think they started a year and a half before. Getting ready, trying to fund that trip to march in the National Memorial Day Parade. All right, flag down, white flag up. Here we go. Getting ready to take off. Middle school girls, Keegan and Dixie. Let's medal up, girls. And they are off. Switching over to Lincoln. Little crash right there out of the gate, but right back up and rolling. It gets pretty congested and crowded right there in the start line. Everybody trying to jockey for position to get going there, and sometimes it gets a little hairy. There's our guy, Trent Tyler. He's not looking at me. It's going to give him a little camera time. We've just been getting – there he is, there he is, there he is. Give me a wave, Trent. Give me a wave, Trent. Little camera time, other side of the camera today, huh? Trent's done a great job in our 2 football games, running the stream. And, there's so many things that happen throughout the course of a live stream that requires troubleshooting. And, I've mentioned, most people probably don't mention graduated students as much as I do, but it's out of just complete respect for Mr. Jacob Nail, who is at UCO now, starting his pursuit of a degree in sports broadcasting, that Jacob literally he was in constant troubleshoot mode and taught himself pretty much everything about OBS, which is our streaming system. But just a great student. But when you just have one guy doing a lot of it, we didn't have any young guys there working with us. And so everybody else kind of learning on the fly this year. Switching over to Lincoln there, who's set up. Here comes Mr. Sean on the – hey, what's up, brother? How are you? Mr. Sean coming in on the four-wheeler. So we're looking for Keegan and Dixie. Let's see what we got. That girl right there looks like she's in high school. She's running in the wrong race. Just kidding. No disrespect. Didn't mean anything by that. There's 3, 4. There comes Keegan there. 5, 6. Looks like she's in 7th position, but pretty much pacing herself at this moment. Looking like. So probably going to try to make a move up. I don't know how many they medal here today in the middle school division. But Keegan in a great position to pick up her 4th medal in as many meets. Now we're looking for Miss Dixie Hedrick. Boy, a lot of runners jumbled up right there. There she is. Come on, Dixie. Lincoln missed her. And that's a perfect example of what we talked about. Is when they get all jumbled up and you're looking through a little tiny LCD screen, sometimes they can slip past you. But Dixie definitely in a decent position right there. just probably past middle of the pack. And again, when we last saw Keegan, looked like she was running 6th or 7th. So hopefully she'll move up a spot or two with that 1600 run on her home course. Starting line moved up this year. Seems like it was a little further away from us. So let's switch back to me. Lincoln getting set for also if you're a tech guru and know anything about any of this and you're seeing what you're seeing on our stream, any suggestions, feel free to reach out to Coach Bean, jbean at henrietta.k12.ok. As mentioned, there before we saw Keegan come through, Jacob just troubleshooted so much, but you just can't predict what you're going to run up against on any given night, especially when you're dealing with, technology in general. But when you're dealing with networking, wireless, feed, the best way to say it's unpredictable. But our guys are doing an absolute just great job, and they care about it. They want it to be good. I can see it. I hear them talking about it. They work on this all class hour. I have 16 night vision students in my 6th hour, and then our yearbook class, Coach Hargis's yearbook class, is right there with them. And most of them all day long are working on media post for our events coming up, but our night vision TV guys just constantly working on getting things set up. So I see 1, there's the leader, 2, 3. Let's get moved over here. Looks like Keegan's moved up. Was it maybe to 5th? So she did make a move. You can see right there. She's going to pass, or trying to pass one more. She's getting ready to come into your screen here pretty quick. If she can make that move, she's going to get into 4th, and that girl's kicking it into gear. There comes Keegan right there, going to try to catch her. Come on, Keegan. You see she's pushing, getting close. She get her? She got her? So Keegan moves into 4th, and we're completely froze up on that camera down there. I don't know what's going on. There we go. Yeah, we've definitely got signal issues, which we didn't have much of that last night at the football game. Almost looks like Lincoln's trying to work on something too, because he's not really framing up our subjects like we'd like to. I wonder if it's zoomed in too close. Yeah. 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 Yeah, instead I think he's crossing the course. When he wouldn't have to do that, he could just set up over there. Thank you. Thank you. I'll tell you what, we must look real official right here because we've been asked 38 questions like we're running the meet. That one was just somebody found a pair of glasses. So report to the Night Vision TV tent for your lost reading glasses. Looking for Dixie Hedrick. There's a lot of gas right there in the tank from that runner. So we're kind of with the naked eye looking down there on that final turn, trying to pick up Henryetta runners. So Lincoln must have missed Dixie finishing. So let's do this. Let's go to commercial. before we get going in our boys division.
You are watching Night Vision TV, home of Henryetta Athletics, powered by Love Ford, right here in Henryetta.
Coach, what's the payoff on that last trade-in?
Payoffs? Don't talk about payoffs. Payoffs? Take it over, Brian.
Here's the play. Love Ford and Henryetta is paying off a loan of some lucky customer who buys a vehicle from us this year. So they'll have no payoff.
Yeah, Super Mario. And we'll reimburse them even if they pay cash.
Up to $50,000.
It's the triple option.
Best price, the Love Plus, and a sprinkle in of the Love Loan payoff.
And with great service, Love Ford is the only team that does this.
So put a little gravel in your travel and get the Love Ford.
Highway 75 and I-40 or go to iloveford.com.
That's LUV, baby.
Is your organization tired of tech headaches? Let Shipman Consulting handle it. From cybersecurity to managed IT services, we keep your IT running smoothly so you can focus on what matters most. Call Shipman Consulting today and experience hassle-free IT. 918-200-9543. That's Shipman Consulting. Shipman Consulting is the proud sponsor of wireless internet for Night Vision TV. Hometown Healthcare Solution is a family-owned and operated healthcare company. We're committed to providing affordable healthcare to our hometown folks and surrounding communities. We offer standard urgent care visits as well as lab testing, x-rays, and minor procedures. We are an urgent care for all ages, and we offer primary care for adults and accept all insurances. Hometown Healthcare Solutions, located at 811 West Main right here in Henryetta, is open Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 5, and Friday, 8:30 to 3. After Labor Day, during increased peak flu season, we're open on Sundays from 12 to 4. Give us a call, 918-319-5021, or just walk in and let us see how we can help you and your family. Hometown Healthcare Solutions, where our mission is to treat your family like our family.
Rustler's Barbecue is a proud supporter of Henryetta Knights Athletics. Did you know that America's best barbecue is located right here in Henryetta? Rustler's Barbecue is open Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sundays from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. To place your order for pickup, call 918-650-9800. Rustler's Barbecue at 806 East Industrial Road. Rustler's Barbecue. Rustled right up just for you.
Faith Church is a proud sponsor of the Henryetta Knights. Here's to a great season. And no matter what season of life you are in, Faith Church has something for you. We would like to invite you to join us in person at one of our weekly worship services. On Sundays, we have traditional service beginning at 9 a.m., followed by our contemporary service at 10:30 a.m. You can also watch us online at faithchurchnow.com. We hope to see you soon. Go Knights!
And welcome back as we are getting set for our middle school boys race. We got a little cheerleader over here. So let's give you our projected lineup of middle school boys. Grayson Gillespie, Isaiah Easter, Cozy Harjo, Miles Henry, Easton Sneed, Caleb Austin, and Landon Chamberlain lined up for the Knights in their home meet. Those guys getting ready to go. Middle school girls race complete. As you can see, our guys ready to roll. Everybody trying to get loose and then set on the finish, the start line, and got to get limbered up again. Give a shout out to my wife, Stacy Bean, my partner in life and crime of Night Vision. All that coverage you see throughout the week, across campus, in the classrooms, hallways, different events going on with our littles and the high school. She did a great job of manning and wrangling all of our over 100 alumni last night, getting them out onto the field in short time to recognize them, always behind a camera, giving you some quality photos of our events. There'll be a big post coming up this weekend of last night. So just awesome. Our media presence here at HPS is rocking and rolling, especially for a 2A school, 2A/3A school. Always looking for ways to improve and get better, and nobody's perfect, but we strive to be. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. Not a lot of play-by-play to be done here, other than just jabbering as I try to do the best I can. And there's the sun coming out a little bit, giving a little bit of heat. Big day of college football coming up as we wait for this race to get going. Oklahoma State at Oregon in Eugene, Oregon for a big matchup with the Ducks. And then that big one tonight. Oklahoma Sooners taking on the Michigan Wolverines. Pretty much the marquee game of the weekend. I might watch that game. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. There's some yard work that could be done. Probably I could do some fitness stuff. So who knows? We'll see where it falls on the categories of priority. Hey, 5 people, 5 devices watching. If we could get to double digits, that would be pretty cool. I say it again, the cross-country athletes just don't get the credit they deserve for what they put themselves through, but just in competition. And trust me, there are plenty of people out here to watch. But outside of family members, not too many people just roll up to watch a cross-country meet like you would a football game or basketball game or softball or baseball. But you ever get a chance to go watch, they don't take long. We're going to run 6 races, started at 8:45, and that last race goes at like 10:05. So, 2-3 hours out of your day and morning to go check them out. It'll be worth it. Might not make you want to go take off running on your own, but at least give you a newfound respect for what our kiddos go through. So we're still waiting on shutdown of the middle school girls race before we get our middle school boys took off here. Coach Drew up there on the gun. He tested out that pistol this morning when I was getting out of the truck, and let's just say that it caught me a little bit by surprise. I'm not going to say I dove back into my truck thinking that somebody was mad about a comment I made last night on the stream, but it was pretty startling. So that's why they call it the start ding gun. Terrible dad joke there. A lot of traction yesterday on our hype video. I want to give shout out to a couple other night vision communication students, juniors Ella Thompson and Maddie Carter. They do all of our capturing of video clips for those throughout the week and on Friday nights for the next week. Ella put that and Maddie put that together, and you know, that's the thing too. We're going on our fourth year of night vision, producing hype videos and things and that such. And sometimes you just grow accustomed to it and don't realize, you know, how much time and effort it takes to not just, you know, be present at places where it happens. And here we go, we're getting ready to go, but also to edit and put it all together. So Coach G letting them know we're getting ready to kick off our middle school boys race. Lincoln's got the camera up, ready to roll. We're going to catch the gun here and then switch it right over to him. And there they go. Well, Lincoln is not up and running. So let's switch back here. Don't know if he's hit a button and turned something off or. Hey, I'm live streaming on TV. Okay. Hey, so I'm not getting a signal from you. I don't know if a button's off or what. It just was showing the Hollyland view.
Oh, the battery must have died.
Already?
Maybe. I didn't grab the extra because I didn't think it'd die that quick.
I wouldn't think so either.
It's not on.
You need to come grab another one. Go ahead. Yep, our battery just went down on the I think this one's good. Here, let me see that. I'll put it on charge. Yeah, it shows 10%. Means pretty low. So, try to get the camera. There's going to be people walking in front. Are you on, what channel are you on?
Taking this off. Where is the third? I got it.
There we go. There we go. All right. Yeah. See if we can go get to the finish line. Huh? Had a girl. Good job. So Lincoln heading off. Sorry about that. We ran out of battery. Just probably up and running quite a little bit too much. I don't know. I'm sure a few of our Henryetta kids already passed right there. So that again right there is a perfect example of just troubleshooting things that pop up as you're going through a stream that maybe you didn't predict or expect. And so hopefully got enough battery to get through the next few races. I know we got another one here. As he moves that way, I'm going to take the headset off here for just a second. See if I can't locate that other one, make sure it's good to go so we can bring you the girls and boys high school races. So just enjoy this shot here of beautiful Nichols Park. I'll be right back. What's up?
Oh, man, she wanted to talk to you about the sponsorship.
Oh, yeah?
Whatnot.
Okay.
What do y'all need? How do we?
Um,
Is there a form? Is there a?
what are you interested in doing?
Well, he wants to do one for his business.
Yeah, I'll probably do one for my truck.
And then I can put one in for Kilco. So give me a big amount.
Okay. So the sponsorships we have currently that I can do that and give like extended coverage for would be our coaches show. Whenever we do anytime we interview a coach, like a sit down, we do that for all the football games. We'll do one with
Now, we
Coach
come
G.
out here when you kneel
Um,
down.
let me turn my deal down here. Pick up the end of the race there. So that will go kind of throughout the year. So every time we have a coaches show before and after, we'll show the sponsorship. The other big one is our sideline pass sponsorship. So we're like right now we're streaming off of the camera down there that's wireless. But just like what I was looking for when you guys pulled up is another battery. We ran out of battery really quick. So there's just always things we kind of have to purchase.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if there's just stuff that you need, just
yeah. So let me.
I've been telling Trenton, but hell, he don't.
So if you'll email me just all your contact stuff, and I'll work that up and see exactly where, because we've never done. We did the Kelco one on the sideline pass deal. We did $2,000 last year, but that was to buy the camera and the rig and all that stuff. So we wouldn't go that much this year. What, 1,000, 1,500?
She got some stroke up there, so she can.
I'll talk to Tony. Okay. Okay. I'll give you like a couple of packages. And do that. And then the other one, I think it's, if you want it for every event we do, all sports, I think it's like $750 for the year, and we run commercials throughout, all of that as our regular sponsorships. If you wanted to just do, say, football and basketball, I think it's $500 for the year. So, all right. And sorry about that. We're back. Looks like Lincoln's headed back up this way. Couple potential sponsors coming at us right there. So, that's sweet. So I see Trent coming back up. Or not Trent, Lincoln. What happened? Oh. So were all our Henryetta guys already through?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There was only 7.
Okay. Do we know where the third battery is?
It's in that top box as well.
I don't see it. I've got this one and the one you've got, and then I don't see the third one anywhere.
There's 2 on the left, 1 on the right.
Unless I'm just overlooking it. That's the one I just pulled out for you. It's not in the monitor bag, is it? Since we've got a little break here in action before we start our girls race, let's go to Farm Bureau Insurance, Mr. Jim Hall. We'll be right back with the girls' high school race.
Farm Bureau Insurance takes pride in providing the best coverage possible to our clients and neighbors. We can cover all of your insurance needs, from home, auto, farm, commercial, life, and everything in between. Stop by our Farm Bureau office at 1012 West Main Street in Henryetta, or give us a call at 918-652-3783. Living beside you, working for you. Farm Bureau Insurance. Principal Design is your school bond and storm shelter expert. As a full-service architecture firm, they specialize in K-12 education and county municipal facilities. From long-range master plans to safety and security, you can expect from your architect at Principal Design, or by calling them at 405-615-3454. That's 405-615-3454 for Principal Design.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Henryetta Public Schools would like to thank Golden Pony Casino for their donation of our H-Town Proud Night bottled water sold in all of our Henryetta Night athletic concessions.
The American Exchange Bank has been the pillar of this community since 1933. This bank has a great future. This is a very well capitalized bank, and we're proud of it.
Hey, welcome back to Nichols Park. As we had some definite technical issues there during the boys middle school race. Had a lot going on. I was trying to sell a couple sponsorships here while I was looking for a third battery, but Lincoln got back up. Hopefully you did get them finishing up middle school. Good. Did you see, were we in fifth? Did Grayson finish in the top five?
No, by the time I got back, they were already running through.
Oh, okay. So we apologize if we didn't catch all of that event, which we didn't. We got the start and then maybe just a few, but I guess we'll just keep an eye on our battery life, and if we see it going low, try to make that adjustment in between races. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. All right, buddy. So let me go and look here. Pretty sure I know, but I don't want to miss anybody. Our high school athletes, girls, Cameron Watkins and Stormy Waukee. Seniors, Kaylee Mitchell, Peyton Wynn, Peyton Bailey, Annika Kramer, Olivia Owen, and Ashlyn Fulton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're all there. As you see them right there on cam, let me get a little bit closer. Pick up of our Henryetta girls. See him talking to Coach G, Cam. I have no idea what's going on over there right now, so no play-by-play for that. Probably a little nervous energy, as I'm sure goes with. I never was a throw-up guy before ball games, but I had some buddies that were. Dadgummit, I hate that we missed that middle school boys, a good portion of that middle school boys race. Oh, that's the other thing too. Your expectations is just, we expect to be able to do things really, really well, and sometimes things that you can't predict come up. And I'm going to go ahead and take the blame for that. I charged the camera batteries, but I didn't charge the wireless. And we've got one wireless battery missing. So we're hoping that ended up in Jeff Webster's pocket. So not very many high school runners. That's kind of a surprise with this being a regional site, host site. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least 10 different schools represented. And a couple of those schools just look like one runner. As you can see, the start of this race is backed up a little bit. Trying to get their attention and give us a little wave, but they may not even see me over here. I don't know. Cameron looks cold. And it's pretty chilly. Wind's picked up a little bit more since we've been here. Man, the fan cleared out a bunch. Obviously, all the littles have a lot of support and grandparents and everybody in the family here to watch the littles, and not quite as many sticking around for the high school races, but at the same time, not as many runners either. So we probably go down to somewhere around, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 6, 7, 44, 42, 4, somewhere around 43 runners here in the girls' high school race. Coach G getting set here a little bit better. We're going to switch over to Lincoln here, see if he's up and running. Yes, he is. So we'll go to him. Once they get going. So we got a white flag, which means we are ready for racing. Let's get right back in here and get a good start for our Henryetta girls. You can see the grit and determination on their faces as they get going. So Coach G is out of the way. Here we go. High school girls race is off. There's Stormy getting out to a good start. Switch that over to Link. So another successful start. Everybody got off clean. And back here. And Link's going to get into position at checkpoint number 1. High school girls race distance is 3,200 meters. So double what our middle school and elementary ran. So they're going to go a lot farther to the east over towards the turnpike. So as they go and get started in the year, they start out a little bit shorter, and then they advance, starting to get up to the distance they're going to run in playoff. Playoff competition. Once again, just let's see where we're at with people joining in here as we get ready to transition back over to Lincoln out on the course. Still just got 5 faithful devices tuned in. Here comes our starting guy, our gun guy, Coach Drew. Let's give him a little camera love. And we will switch over to Lincoln, who's got runners, following Mr. Sean coming up the hill there. We are looking for our first Henryetta runner, and if I am seeing correctly, I think we've got one in the lead. Senior Stormy Waukee out in front. Unless I missed somebody that already passed, but good job, Stormy. Out to a great start. Atta girl. Man, and she's a little bit ahead of the closest competitor. She's moving well, and there's Cameron in third. Right there with a bunch from, I'm not sure where they're from, but Cameron holding in third. There's Peyton Wind. I'm having to just kind of look across the track or the field here. Looks like Peyton Bailey and Ashlyn. It's going to be harder for me to see this group coming through because there's kind of piled up there on me. Like maybe Olivia and Annika. Yeah. So Kaylee would be the next one. Here comes Lincoln back up. Sorry, I was looking for stuff. Sorry, I think that was, he didn't come up to me. Lincoln was videoing himself walking down to the finish line. Let's click it back to him real quick and see if that's exactly where he's headed. Yep, he's still walking that way. So you see there, when it flashes up, that old picture that you'd see like at 2 a.m. when you were watching TV when you were a kid up doing it when you weren't supposed to be. When the TV was signing off, it says no signal. That's why we have our little sideline pass graphic that pops up. Trying to make that look a little bit more professional, but I'm having a hard enough time just talking and switching and doing all that, so having another scene up to do that. Trent's really good at that, so. And I got Lincoln texting me here. So again, 2 miles. So our race is going to be a little bit longer on the 2 mile. And I would say probably, I don't know what time they're looking for. I want to say it's 15, maybe around 14, 15 minutes for the 2 mile. Maybe not. Maybe longer than that. Can't remember at Holdenville what they were, but I don't know that they were running the 2 mile yet, running 2 miles at that point. Going to schedule Coach G on with maybe a couple of the runners here in the next week or so, just to talk about the team and the season. And had a little coaches show meeting with him last year. It was really good because he gives a lot of insight into, you know, the preparation that the athletes go through to get ready for the season and the races. And like I said, they start workouts in the summertime, and not together, but I'll go up to the school where our track or our course is there on campus, and those kids are out there running in the heat of the summer. As we spoke with a couple of them last year, Stormy and Kinley Kaler, you know, was talking about their preparation kind of begins in June, which is almost 3 months before they run their first race. Usually gets kicked off in late August. Runs through end of October. So a little bit of dead time here. You know, once we got to checkpoint 1, and then in those 1,600 meter races and 3,200 meter races, they were rolling in really quick to the finish line. But you know, another aspect of this too, if you're a parent, you can attest to this, but if you're not that parent that's going to kind of chase after your kid to different checkpoints, your kid runs off into the distance and they're out of sight, and you know, you're got to have some anxious moments waiting to see them come back into view, you know, working their way back toward the finish line. And man, I can't imagine. You know, you know pretty much they're going to be fine, but anything can happen. You know, a lot of stress they're putting their body through, you know, to compete in this sport. I'm kind of gazing back over towards the turnpike, and I see, yeah, the girls are almost up against the far east boundary fence of here at Nichols Park. So a long ways from home right now, even though we are home. As I look back through there, I see the Living Legends Rodeo Arena there, and awesome weekend on Labor Day weekend here at Henryetta. We got to come out and experience the rodeo on Saturday night, my wife and daughter and I, and it was just Labor Day weekend was awesome in Henryetta. Just all the events that we have, and goes back so long ago. I can remember going and fighting other kids for candy years ago. That still happens every year on Main Street. But the parade was awesome, almost an hour long this year. I don't know how many entries they actually ended up having, but then all the games throughout the day on Labor Day. It all comes to an end that night at Cameron with fireworks show. We appreciate all of the volunteers and everyone that makes Labor Day so special in Henryetta. But anyway, the rodeo's definitely part of that. Mark and Tammy Hyatt big in that. The late Andy Bielko, friend of mine and my co-director's dad, passed away this last summer. And so there was quite a few honoring events for him, and we miss Andy. And Andy was a broadcaster right here for Henryetta Athletics when Mr. Bruce Jones, our retired Henryettan.com, started all this live stream stuff years and years ago. And whenever Bruce pretty much was ready to retire and turned the reins over to Night Vision. You know, Andy, I can't help but think that he would be sitting out here right now talking about these kids. He loved them, and looking over there at that rodeo arena, and he'd have something to say about the rodeo. So he loved that. Longtime employee at Stuart Martin there in Altmauge. We miss you, Andy. See the girls kind of making their way back toward. Lincoln asked me if he needed to run and try to get to another place, but he's already shucked his hoodie. So I told him just to chill out and wait for him to roll in. So you're just kind of seeing you see a lot of the cars started to thin out, but still look at all of them as I pan over that way over the high school boys, just all the way up. And I'm gonna kind of show you something here. Let's see if I can get a good zoom. So if you see, where am I at? Oh, I wasn't on it. Let me get past that right there. Should be able to see the four-wheeler. Okay, see that runner right there? That is Henryetta senior Stormy Waukee, who has increased her lead, and she is going to win her home regular season event, barring anything happening here. I'm going to switch it right over to Lincoln to get her finishing up. She's going to win her home event in her senior year. Great transition over right there. Perfect to Sean coming in. Don't be moving too much, Lincoln. There we go. And there is senior Stormy Waukee in first place. And the next, she's well out ahead of the closest runner. And she's going to win this with ease. And Stormy running at the same pace she was when she came through checkpoint number 1. So she hasn't let up. So she's not competing against a runner right now. She's competing against her personal best time, I would bet. She's about 15 steps from finishing off, and she is through as the champion of the Henryetta Girls High School Division regular season meet. Congratulations, Stormy. So our next runner we're going to be looking for would be Cameron Watkinson. I'm seeing Cameron fighting for third place right now, and it is coming down to it. You'll see him coming right here. Ooh, a little bit of jazz coming on. Come on, Cameron. Trying to move into third. She's comfortably in fourth. See her pushing to try to finish strong. Atta girl. That young lady she was neck and neck with in that last turn, kind of turning it on with a little bit left in the tank. But Cameron's going to finish in the top 5 at fourth. So great job to senior Cameron Watkins in a nice way to close out their senior year here at home and an event that I know they look forward to get to run right here in their hometown. So our next runner is going to be Peyton Wind of Henryetta, which Peyton's going to get a top 10 today. You know, there's definitely some advantage to running on your own course where we practice. Good job, Peyton. So our view there quite a bit better than earlier. So Lincoln's found him a little bit better viewpoint that's allowing not so close quarters and tight movement. So 3 runners for Henryetta through the finish line already, and looks like a 4th one, Peyton Bailey. Turning it on right there at the end, trying to move up a spot. Peyton fighting for a medal position. Outstanding. Here comes Ashlyn Fulton, freshman. Looking for our next Henryetta runner. It's going to be Annika, I think. And Olivia. Yep. Here they come. Annika picking it up right there, trying to catch that runner right in front. 2 Henryetta runners rolling in together. Good job, ladies. So I think we just lack Kaylee to finish out our Henryetta crew. So nice showing for the girls this morning. Yeah, there we go. These? That's the only ones we've had turned in here, sweetheart. Okay. So the girls' race wrapping up. All of our Henryetta runners have made it through the finish line. So we're coming back to our main cam here to the start line of our final race of the morning, which is high school boys. And we've got a crew of Henryetta runners in our group. Ty Goodner, Luke Harlan, Caden Gillespie, Trent Tyler, Jeff Webster, and Nick Vang is our high school runners. And they have mostly sophomores. Not sure what grade Nick's in, maybe a freshman. But Luke and Trent and Caden and Ty, I know, are all sophomores, and I think Jeffrey's a junior. This Jeff's first year to run cross country, and he's been running a consistent second best time out of the Henryetta guys, led by Caden Gillespie, sophomore. Posing for pre-race pick there. Smalley Gillespie, give her a shout out for taking our alumni pick last night of all of our alumni on the field at halftime. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break to hear from our, let's see, we've been through everybody, all of our sponsors. Take a quick break here to hear from our title sponsor one more time, Love Ford. I appreciate Love Ford. There's my mouse. We'll be right back for our final race of the day, high school boys. You're watching KV TV.
Coach, what's the payoff on that last trade-in?
Payoffs? Don't talk about payoffs. Payoffs? Take it over, Brian.
Here's the play. Love Ford and Henryetta is paying off a loan of some lucky customer who buys a vehicle from us this year. So they'll have no payoff.
Yeah, Super Mario. And we'll reimburse them even if they pay cash.
Up to $50,000.
It's the triple option.
Best price, the Love Plus, and a sprinkle in of the Love Loan payoff.
And with great service, Love Ford is the only team that does this.
So put a little gravel on your travel and get the Love Ford.
Highway 75 and I-40 or go to iloveford.com.
That's LUV, baby.
Is your organization tired of tech headaches? Let Shipman Consulting handle it. From cybersecurity to managed IT services, we keep your IT running smoothly so you can focus on what matters most. Call Shipman Consulting today and experience hassle-free IT. 918-200-9543. That's Shipman Consulting. Shipman Consulting is the proud sponsor of wireless internet for Night Vision TV.
And welcome back here as we get ready for our final race of our stream. There'll be two more races after this, different classes gearing up to run here today at Nichols Park. But we started with elementary girls and boys, and then middle school boys and girls. And then we're wrapping up with the high school. Lots of medals coming in Henrietta's way today. I know probably at least 3 in the elementary girls division, at least 1 for sure that I know of in the boys. And then in the girls side, I know Keegan finished in the top 5. I think she finished 4th. And saw Dixie Hedrick swung by the tent a while ago and said she ran her personal best time, so hopefully she medaled with that. And then in the boys, it was a little chaotic there with battery change happening and a lot going on. And I'm not sure. I'm sure Grayson Gillespie finished pretty high up in the pack as he has all year long. And big showing from Henryetta girls as we finish 2 of the top 4 runners as Stormy wins it. And Cameron ends up in 4th. And Peyton not far behind her with a top 10, I believe, out of 43 runners. Girls probably winning today's event with that many in the top 10. None of those results are official, obviously, so you'll have to check Night Vision Facebook later this weekend to see exactly where everybody finished, but really proud of our athletes and glad that we were able to be here today to kind of get things going. So we're getting ready to take her off. Coach G barking orders, letting everybody know what to be aware of. And I'm going to switch to Lincoln really quick right after the gun so he can maybe get some footage of those guys that I've been getting over to him just a little bit late. Actually, they're far enough back that I think I can stay with them. So we'll try to get this going. And they are off. Caden out quick. Let's get right over to Lincoln. There they go. Caden looks like he's out in the top 5 to get started. And they'll start up the hill. This is a 2-mile for the boys. And all of them getting out to a big start. So bringing it back here and let Lincoln get set up at checkpoint number 1 to finish up today. So just a beautiful day again here at Nichols Park. We appreciate you guys joining us as we finish up our final race here at the 2025 Henryetta Cross Country Meet. We wrap up the Henryetta boys race. Another shout out to Lincoln McCarty, Night Vision senior, our only senior in Night Vision this year. Giving up of his time. Well, you know, he gets a grade for it, obviously, but giving up of his time to provide what he's doing for us today, running the wireless cam, helped us get set up. Just can't say enough how appreciative I am of having the opportunity to teach this class and work with our students. And don't get me wrong, when I say teach this class, I'm more or less kind of just keeping them on track to where they need to be. They're doing a lot of the work themselves, just teaching themselves on Canva, creating those media graphics you guys are seeing on Facebook throughout the week. And so just working hard. I see Lincoln there at checkpoint 1. The boys race looks like it might be a little bit longer unless I just missed the girls coming there. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. And I see Caden in the next group running in at 5, 6, at 7th right now. So it looks like 6th and 5th, Caden would have an opportunity to try to make a move on those guys. The 4th place runner right now is a bit ahead of him, so I'm sure Caden's sizing up where he's going to try to get to. There's Trent. Sorry, I must have missed Jeff. I got a couple people standing right here in front of me where I can't see anything. They don't realize what we're doing. Well, let's switch it over to Sean here, or to Lincoln, who's got Sean coming up in his view. There we go. So we'll see if Caden has held his 7th position. Leader out big, stretching his lead, and that young man looks like a machine. 2, 3, 4. Yep, Caden Gillespie's going to be in this bunch right after this runner here passes this next bunch. He's right there, so that would be 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 all right there together, so too close to call 5th. There's Caden in that group, pacing himself. Hopefully can get to a point to where he starts to turn it on. And our next runner, Ty Goodner, having a good race early. Good job, Ty. And then we see Jeff Webster running 3rd in the Henryetta group. And then we got Nick Vang and Luke Harlan coming up together right there, running pretty much side by side. And that is, I think, all of our Henryetta kiddos. Nope, there's Trent. Here comes Trent Tyler. I forgot I saw Trent running a while ago, but he was in a different checkpoint. So my left-hand guy on our streams in football doing his thing this morning on the other side of the camera, as I was teasing him about earlier. So that is all of our Henryetta kiddos. Keep you live there to Lincoln as he's still tracking some of those high school boys. And there we go. So it'll be, oh man. No, so the boys race is definitely longer because there's no way that the leader is finishing already. No, they just got an extra loop in. That's like, there's no way that kid's already up front. But they spin them around there and then bring them back over here to almost checkpoint 2. Let's see if Lincoln's set up on that. Yeah, he picked up on that. So that was 1, 2, 3. This is unofficial, by the way. 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. So Caden's setting in 9th with his closest competitor in 10th, right there next to him. So he's got a little bit of a gap between him and 8. So Caden going to have to kick it into gear if he wants to move further up into the top 10. Our next runner from Henryetta, it's like Ty Goodner, keeping his position. So Caden's in 9, that would be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,